Hello everyone out in Facebook land and YouTube land and wherever you might be today. Hello and welcome, and thanks for joining us, and thanks for taking the time to come and listen to what we have to say. So sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's insightful, and sometimes it's probably just silly. But
You
welcome
never
everybody.
know what you're going to get.
I know, and welcome Gussie to the show.
Thank
And
you.
yep, we'll be Jessie will be joining us soon. She's
Okay.
gonna actually come here. She's brave enough to actually come here live. So
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for
she's
having me
someone.
back.
Yeah, she's someone I just met, and she just I think needed some encouragement and some just a little direction to get started with her witchery again. So I thought that was awesome. That I could
I love
help
how
her.
that fits into what you and I were talking about before we went live here. We were talking
Mhm.
about letting go.
Yes. And
So,
you have to let go of the past, and you have to, you know, not worry about the future because it frankly hasn't happened yet. It may never happen.
right,
So
right.
really, all we have is the present.
Absolutely.
So
You know,
I was gonna say,
we were,
tell them if you have to run, what the deal is with the
oh,
weather.
yeah. So right now things are quiet, but we've been getting like these deluge rainstorms, and we have a tornado watch, which um, it's pretty quiet out here now, but if I suddenly run and disappear, you'll know why.
For
Grim
sure.
and I, we're traveling. Well, we haven't traveled for a while. We've been in Michigan for a minute, but we're in a schoolie. We live in a school bus. I think I told you that before.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've been working all of our good, like, storm magic juju to just keep all that shit away right now.
Uh-huh.
Like, water the garden, please, but stay away from the bus.
Exactly. No tornadoes. Just a little rain, but no
That's
tornadoes.
right. We don't
Yeah.
need a tornado.
Are you thinking about traveling in the bus anytime?
Yes, yes, we are. We've been here for a minute, doing some reconnecting with family, and our eldest is getting married in this area in
Oh,
September. So
oh,
after
nice.
September, um, we're thinking about heading somewhere.
Well, I'm gonna head south if you want to head south with me. I'm
Yeah, that might be
I'm
awesome. I mean,
I'm gonna be in Georgia, I think, in November. Um,
well, isn't that interesting? Because
yeah,
we were sort of thinking Georgia in November too.
yeah. I'm going to a drag race actually.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, a friend of mine is a champion drag racer. He drag races bikes, motorcycle.
Right.
So then his last race of the season is down in Georgia. And so I said, well, I might like to go and, meet up, and I'll stay in the pits with you know, with, with all the rest of the drag racers.
Right. Oh,
And
that
I'll
would
have,
be fun.
and have my little toy hauler with the bike in the back. All right, guys, let's race.
It's not something that I ever talk about very much, but when I was a young woman, and I'm talking young,
Yeah.
my family, part of my family was really big into motocross. And
Nice.
so, like, every weekend, when I was a little kid, I hated being dragged to the races on Saturday and Sunday because it was hot and loud and
Right.
no fun. But man, when I turned into a teenager, I'm telling you what,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
know it's hard to believe.
It's all about speed, the speed.
What was that?
It's all about speed. Go fast, go fast, go fast.
Yeah, yeah. Moto Fox.
Well, when
Yeah,
you're
a
when you're
lot of
young
fun.
like that, you just think that you're invincible anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Although, you know what? I got to be honest with you. In some regards, I'm having more fun as a crone
Oh yeah.
than I ever did as a young woman. I don't care how
Yes.
smooth my skin was or firm my breasts. I feel more
Mhm.
sensual and
Yep.
sexy now
Yep.
than I did back then.
Oh yeah, totally. I totally feel like I'm more sexy and more of a woman now than I was
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Even
because I
though I
know
really,
myself. You know.
although I wish I could be me now. And I guess, I mean, some empirical metaphysics folks would tell me that I should be able to do this. So maybe I will. Maybe this evening, as I fall asleep, I will program this information. But I would love
Sure.
to go back and tell my younger self, listen, your ass looks good. Quit worrying about it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's so funny.
I look back on when I was a younger woman, I was so hypercritical of what was expected to
Right.
be, not anymore. But I wish I had enjoyed it a little more than I did and not be so caught up in like not doing this or that because I was too fat or oh my goodness,
Right. What
I,
will
I don't
people
know if you
think?
were like that, but I went through that phase.
Yeah, and the whole what would my family think? What would people think? You know,
Yes.
that was a big one for me. You know, if I really do the things that I want to do, what are they going to think of me?
Right. Oh yeah. There's
So
a
then
reason
it's
we're the
like,
black sheep.
exactly, because they didn't approve. They wouldn't have approved. Hey,
No.
Joanne. Joanne's here.
Hello, hello. I think I saw Shelly, who's here
Yeah.
from the Purple Door with me.
Yep, Shelly Brown. Yeah,
Hey,
it's good because
Shelly.
we're sexy because we don't give a fuck about the drama. That's the truth. Yeah, yeah, and I think older women are more attractive because they are not embroiled in that drama. You know, but it's the age and it's the awakening. It's the whole crone thing. You know, we're the crones now. We're the ones that are teaching everyone else how to behave or how to. I mean, we're an example to them as to how an older woman really should be. You know, and we should be
Yes.
sexy. We should be knowledgeable. We should be, willing to share that with other people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what we do. I can always see me being like the old, the wise woman of the tribe, you know, and I would doctor people with their, ailments and things. But also, I would indoctrinate the young boys into adulthood at some point, you know.
Tell you what, you can have that job. I'll just talk to all the others that aren't the young boys. You can have them.
Yeah, I'll teach them how to treat women right from
Very, I love that. It's a very
right from the
symbiotic. I love this.
start. Self
I do.
assured, Shelley says that's true. Self confidence is sexy. I've learned that a long time ago. That when it doesn't matter your weight, it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your educational status, your income. If you are confident in who you are and you show it, that is sexy.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the funny thing that keeps coming back to my mind, though, I do a lot of ancestral work, and my grandma Susie keeps coming to the forefront of my mind these last few days, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe because it's been so hot and we're wearing like strapless dresses and such. I remember when I would go visit her and she would like hold her arm up and shake, the little underflab, the tricep area that
Oh
gets real
yeah.
flabby. She'd shake that and call it her wings, and she'd say, "Oh, honey, you just wait one day. This runs in the family." And I thought, that is not going to happen to me. But
Wait. Yeah. Yep. It happens.
wings. And now, you know what? I kind of get this is going to sound like a 360, but when I was younger and I would be intimate with someone, I would worry about the things that sagged or jiggled or didn't look perfect. But now I love the things that
Well, and the
jiggle
thing
and aren't
is,
perfect.
they probably liked it too, but didn't have the nerve to say anything because they didn't want to be offensive, you know. But they
Right.
probably wanted to grab you by those love handles and just jiggle you around, you know. Serious.
I've been lucky that my partner Graham, he has always preferred women of a larger stature.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky that way because he always makes me feel like a goddess.
Yes, and Sam does the same for me. You know, he likes his women with a little round, so it doesn't bother him all the stuff, and he likes older women that are confident and self
Confident.
assured and have a clue.
You know, I have to be honest, I'm working on that confident, self-assured area. There are days when it's not always where I would
It's not.
like it to be, you know.
No, no, it's a work in progress. You
It
always have
really
to
is.
like remind yourself how great you are, and well, look at all the things that you've done. Why wouldn't why aren't you great? And
That's
just all
true.
the things I think we just have to keep reminding ourselves all the time. Because I get that way. I totally get like, oh my God, I'm just not gonna. I can't do this. I can conquer nothing today.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And it's it's interesting now as in my role as high priestess of my coven, I find myself, I would never say that they wouldn't want me to be 100% authentically me.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed that more days now, I really judge how, if I'm feeling kind of blah, I try to judge it now a little bit differently because my being well affects a lot more people than it used to. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I try to focus on, because sometimes I let myself get into these little funks,
Yes, I know.
and so like, is this one of my funks? Or is
Uh-huh.
this legitimately I'm not feeling so well, or just kind of
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just have out of sync days too, where
Oh yeah. Well, and
things
those are
just
your
don't,
days. I think that the universe is trying to tell you, just rest. Just stay at home and take care of yourself and
yes,
rest, and don't worry about the rest of the world or whatever's going on. Whatever thing you have
100%.
planned, leave it for the next day.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm not always good at listening to that, but I've
Mm.
gotten better over the years.
Well, I'm stubborn, and I think I need to just proceed anyway, and then it snowballs into this worse and worse and
Yeah,
worse,
yeah, yeah,
thing
yes.
that, and it's like before you know it, it's like, gosh dang, I wish I would have listened to my intuition.
All right.
It was trying to
It's
tell
funny.
me.
I was giving a reading to somebody not too recently,
Mhm.
uh, but this stuck out in my head because she said something about, she goes, "You're going to tell me that I need to push forward and move ahead." And I said, "Not necessarily. It really
Yeah,
depends on the situation."
yeah. Divine timing is
Sometimes,
everything.
right, sometimes that's your cue to
Yeah.
chill and just allow things.
Mhm.
And
Yes. And for me, that was the hardest thing in the world, to just be still and work on my inner self while the things around me are coming together. You know, that's what that flood
hmm
was all about. I'm sure of
hmm
it.
for me it was hard with talk about letting go again.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
hard for me to let go of my my job in the community
Mm-hmm.
and my role there, and just that whole, I didn't really work 9 to 5, but I did have a
Right.
full-time job. And letting go of that linear time
Mm-hmm.
construct was
Yeah.
very hard
Well, I did
because
that a while ago, so yeah. But I know what you're talking about.
I did it about 3 years ago. And still
Mm-hmm.
to this day, some days I wake up and I get this feeling like, oh my gosh, I gotta, and then I'm like, Gussie, 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 Gussie. You can
Well,
actually
Gussie's
sleep
like,
an
oh
extra
my
half
God.
hour if you want to now.
Oh, for sure. You'll get to, and the rest of the world can wait until you wake up.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, some days you just need it. You know, you need that extra rest, and your body will tell you when you do. You know, things will just start not feeling good, be out of step, and it's just like, oh God.
Right.
So,
Those out of step days are hard though.
yeah. Well, I've been having some tough days because I've been going through this storage unit, and it was like the last vestige of what I thought was important, as I'm like, like the weeks leading up to leaving, I'm like putting things in there that I think, oh God, I probably might want this or need it or whatever. And now it's like I'm going back through it, going, why did I ever think I had to have that? And now I'm
I
having to store
know
it, and I gotta try and figure out, where to give it. But sometimes letting go of stuff is just figuring out where you're gonna give it to, or how are you gonna sell it? Are you gonna give it to someone? Are you gonna, just leave it for the gods to decide?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of
Mm-hmm.
have to make that decision, and it's hard. It's really hard,
It
you
really
know.
it, it really is. I know that we talked before, since we live in a schoolie and you've recently gone on the road
Mm-hmm.
with a nomadic lifestyle shift
Right.
as well.
I
It
have
is
just
really hard
experienced
to downsize things
this. Yeah.
because we're talking memories,
Oh yeah.
and it's, how do you put that on the A list and not the B list? It's
Right.
really hard to downsize. And then we have this rule in our school bus that we
Yeah.
don't follow very well about,
Yeah. I
before
know.
you bring something in, you have to let something go.
Yes. And I've
Guess
been
who's
I've
the
been
worst
trying
at
to
that?
follow that myself. That it's like I can't bring anything. Because I keep bringing things from storage in here, and it's like there's no more room for stuff. You know. It's
Yeah,
got to go somewhere. So yeah, it just.
I know the front of our bus. I mean, I put so much of my stuff up there. It looked like
Yeah.
Baba Yaga's hut in the front. I mean, it was like covered brooms and
Oh
crystals
my.
and teacups and everything.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
here, I have a silver roof. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I like that. I love a tin roof. The coffered ceiling. Is that what they call it? Or
We're hoping to put that up. This is just insulation. We just haven't afforded we haven't decided what we want to do up there
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Well, you don't have to
We're,
make any rash decisions.
yeah, oh, Roberta Hall says she just did the same thing, and she
Yeah.
moved from I'm sorry if I get this wrong, but I think she moved from South Dakota back to Oregon, and just within a few days.
Oh wow.
She took, I mean, they downsized. She has children, and she kind of don't look back kind of thing.
You can't. When you let go of stuff like that and you move on, you have to just let it go and move on. Because if you keep clinging to that, oh God, I had one of those, blah blah blah, then you're just letting yourself go, live in the past. And it's like,
Oh yeah.
no, move past it. It's like, yes, you had one, now you don't. Go, go, move on.
Boy, I needed to hear you say that because, I give advice like this to folks all the time, but
Mhm.
one of the things that I lost over the course of my life,
Uh-huh.
I was in possession of the only known photograph of
Mm.
my my maternal grandfather.
Uh-huh.
And nobody has asked me for it in the
Uh-huh.
family because I really don't think they give a rip.
Yeah.
But I have been one of those people. I've been doing ancestry research for like almost 30 years. I've been
Uh-huh.
interested in it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so I love family photos and all of that.
Yeah.
I lost that picture of my grandfather, and
Uh-huh.
it haunts me. I can see that picture, and I have
Yeah.
to just close my eyes. I can see it right there.
Yeah.
And, you know, but what am I doing? I'm continually like keeping that wound open.
Well, yeah,
I,
but see, ask yourself, you can visualize in your mind that picture. So, did you really need the physical picture at all to trigger that memory or that, seeing it? It's still in your mind, it's still with you.
you're absolutely right.
You
I
didn't
just
really
wish I could
lose it
show my,
because it's still there.
I'd like to show my children though. That is one thing that I wish I could do. I wish
Right.
I had just, okay, I'm just going to throw this out there, universe, because you never know. Maybe I don't have the only picture of Grandpa Martin.
There you
Uh,
go.
so I'm just going to say, wouldn't it have been nice if I could have like at least taken a digital copy of it and
Yes.
uploaded it on ancestry.com or something
Yes.
like that? Damn it.
You never
But
know.
I do need to let that go because
Yeah.
it's been haunting me for 20 years that
Yeah. Oh, it still haunts me a bit, but I mean, this just happened a couple months ago. I still see the photographs in the trunk that I had to leave behind because it was too big, and I knew it, and I knew there was never going to be any way to get it, in here, and that it was one of those things that it was not, do I need it for survival? No, and
right.
really, my daughter doesn't even want some of this crap, you know.
Right. Yeah, I
So
know.
I'm having to push the stuff on her, the ancestry stuff, so that is at some point later when she's older, maybe she'll want to know these things,
Right.
and th- then she'll have the tools that she needs to make it easy for her to go do.
Right. Yeah.
Because I mean, it's all I can do. And I have my sister is holding some of it, and I have a few things that I was gonna, make her take anyway.
Right, right, right.
Next
No,
time
that's
I,
important because she probably will at some point, you know,
oh,
come to you with
definitely.
questions and want to see pictures and whatnot.
And I might not be around. I don't know. Who knows? So I just, her sister, my sister's her godmother anyway. So I figured, I'd give her an excuse to say, Meredith, come see me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Give them an excuse to get together and chit chat and whatnot. So, oh, I think Sam's coming in. So, yeah, I have the door's right there. So, yay, it's Sam. All right. So anyway, the trailer shakes then when you come in. But yeah, it's and that stupid door. The stupid door doesn't want to stay shut. Like you really gotta like pull on it. And some people try to slam it. It's like no, it doesn't shut that way. So yeah, the slow pull is what you need. So yeah. Anyway, it's been a real interesting journey. I was kind of sick after the whole thing because we went from, we moved and it was like crazy at the end. And then we went, all we did was go next door, like two doors down. And we stayed in my friend's yard for like 2 days. We camped out in her yard because I didn't even know where to go. And I didn't have anything put together the way it needed to be because
Well,
I couldn't
thank
get the
goddess that you
camper.
had that space to go and just kind
I
of
know.
decompress for
Right.
some days.
Right, just for a couple days, and then, but all the whole time I was on the phone and trying to locate, pick up or just figure out what to do, and we ended up staying in a park in the tent for a week, and that was terrible. I hate tent camping. I'm never tent camping again.
Yeah, no, that's not an easy row.
Nah. And I had my stuff on a trailer, a little tiny crappy trailer, and my old Suburban, and yeah, manifested into a neato truck and this great trailer. So yeah, things
That's
came
awesome.
together.
I thought you had the trailer. I mean, I thought you had the camper, the RV before you left.
No, I didn't. I didn't have anything before I left the house. I had
Oh
to
my
go
gosh.
without.
I
I
thought
had
you
to
at
go
least
without
had an RV,
anything.
lady. Wow.
No, I had nothing. When I left in my old crappy Suburban, pulling a trailer, and it's like, I just, I mean, I got, a check, but I had to like cash the check. I had to find the things that I needed and then, go and purchase said items. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was a challenge, and it took me about, I think it was within 10 days or something like that. I had like gotten us into the trailer and the truck and the whole thing. And yeah, so
Well,
it was,
well done. Because how long have
yeah.
you officially been on the road? Like a month and a half?
Something like that. It was let's see. We started this journey about, I think it was like around the 4th of July. Something like that. It was cuz end of no, May. It was June. Oh, cuz it was the
Yeah, it
beginning
was
of
June.
June. It was June. That's right. I had to be out of my house by June 2nd, and we were out on the 3rd. So, but yeah, it was a struggle. He
So
said
just a
that too.
little over a month. You're
Yeah,
doing great.
at closing, he was like, okay, he goes, you know, I probably won't even really come by there until like the 3rd. He goes, after I'm done golfing around 2 p.m. I was like, okay. He goes, that's when I'll feel like it's really my house. I was like, okay, gotcha. So we had a deadline, we knew when we needed to go, and we were out,
Yeah.
we were out by the deadline, and he saw we had just like moved next door, but at least we were we were gone from the premises. So, but I'm
What?
one to I meet my goals. I make deadlines, but only right at the last minute. Like I'll come
Right.
in right at the deadline. So, yeah.
When
But
we
then,
moved, when we actually officially moved into the bus,
mhm.
our our leaving our house story involves all three of us, myself, my husband, and our daughter, all got COVID.
uh,
And I mean, it was still, I don't remember which version of it was, but it was
uh,
in 2021, so it was one of the
okay.
early ones. And
Yep.
I ended up with like pneumonia, and
Oh,
we
geez.
called the fellow that was um, uh, taking over the house, and we
Uh-huh.
said, we're really sick. Like, is there any way? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness, poor Grim. He had to pack
And you
up
feel like
most,
kind of at that point, you kind of feel like, really, you couldn't just give me a few days, but you really, if you're honest with yourself, you would have just procrastinated more, probably, if you're like
yeah,
me. So
yeah,
it's just, you have to have the deadline, and you have to they have to be strict about it, and then you make it.
yeah, yeah. Oh, but we were so sick and so like everything ached. I don't know if you've had COVID or not, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Yeah, I
then,
may have.
and some of the things we brought, now we look at ourselves and go, why in the hell did we bring that with us? And
Oh,
other things were like, oh, we left that behind. We just weren't thinking clearly at the time.
yeah, same. Yeah.
And
Um.
by the way, around here we call it procrastinating,
Oh,
waiting
gotcha.
around for a different result.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm gonna, start a club of, procrastinators, but I think I'll do it tomorrow. So it's just gonna
I
run
think that's an
out.
excellent idea.
Yeah,
Really take
yeah,
some time to think it through.
yeah. We'll just table that for now. What? No. Okay. Sam's gonna head outside again. Don't let the It's a
I
bad.
can't
It's
really see. What was
bad
that?
with the. It's bad. The cats. It's like just don't let the cat out, and but then they're black and it's nighttime and it's hard to see, and they love to just dart at the door if they get a chance, and they think you're not looking or you're not,
Yes,
watching what's going on. Bam! They will hit that door so fast,
yes.
and it's like,
We have a black kitty named Boogira,
oh, yeah,
but
nice.
lately he's been coming in with a bit of a cough.
Oh
But
no.
yeah, I'm hoping it's just, I know some kitties get seasonal allergies, and it's been really,
Well,
the
yeah.
air quality has been really crappy here.
Well, yeah,
So,
wasn't there some fires, some forest fires or something that was up
yeah,
like north of there, like
yes,
in that area?
yes. Yeah, it was really bad here. Not as bad as New York had it, but
Uh,
still bad enough that it was not pleasant to be
I
outside.
think California had some wildfires too, and we got really, really crappy air here for like I don't know a few days, like maybe a week, and it was like a haze you couldn't hardly see through,
Yeah,
and then
you
it
must have been
seems to
affected
have
by the
passed.
same. You must have been affected by the same stuff because
Mhm.
it was bad. It was bad.
It's terrible air.
Yeah.
Yeah, the air quality was like super low. Great. What are
Yeah.
we gonna do? We'll breathe something else then. What shall we try?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. What
Yeah.
are our options?
Yeah, exactly. What are my options? That's funny. Roberta Hall says she joined our procrastinators club, but she's gonna hold off
Okay.
on that too.
Yeah, well there we are. They're
uh,
the three founding members of the procrastinators.
yeah, there you go. He said, Andrew says they got wildfires in Canada and the smoke is bad still.
Is
So,
it?
and he's in New York State. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's in Upper New York State. So,
yeah.
Catskill area.
I know that it isn't great, and I have asthma, and
Oh yeah, me too.
I've been working really hard on like trying to heal some of it because I know
Mhm.
that some of it I have some control over. So I've been
Yeah,
meditating and working on healing it. And I'll
yeah.
be damned if this smoke didn't just,
I
I've
know,
been using
right?
my rescue inhaler like a crack pipe,
Yeah.
like
Oh.
constantly got my little rescue inhaler out.
I get those coughing spells where it's just like I can't quit, and then we gotta use the inhaler. So yeah, it's terrible. Um,
I
it's,
don't smoke crack, by the way,
oh well, good for you.
just to
It's no
make that
good.
clear.
It's no good. I'm not gonna lie. I tried it once and just
Did
decided
you?
it was not for me. It's like, yeah, no, I'll pass on that.
Pardon me.
Thanks, I'm done.
Shoo!
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
I'm kind of I'll try it once, and then if I don't think anything of it, I'll just leave it alone. Some things I go back to, now and then, like psychedelics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like to microdose with psychedelics on occasion. So,
Shoo! Excuse
oh,
me.
bless you.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. I
Um,
think it's
it was
good
a
for
lot easier to procure those things in
yeah.
Washington State.
Oh
However,
God, yeah, I'm sure.
we had
Yeah,
more connections.
yeah. Well, yeah. So, well, just hop on down here to Iowa. But yeah, Andrew says just smoke weed. It's the best, and
Yeah, that's
that is true. But I still say psychedelics
true.
are good. Oh, bless you. If you get to
Thank
a
you.
place where like you're having depression, if you feel like you're just not things are just not connecting the way they should, or you feel like
Right,
you're just not
right,
things are not quite they're just kind of off, try some microdosing of psychedelics and see what happens for you.
right.
I
I
say I
agree.
think it definitely affects depression in a positive way, like
Right.
it chases away the
Pardon
blues.
me. This is extremely rude.
Oh no, you're okay. Oh, you got to do what you got to
You
do.
got to do what you got to do.
Um,
Yeah,
Microdosing is great, says Shelly.
we
Yes.
we use microdosing with some of the shadow work we do with people,
Oh, yeah.
and it just goes hand in hand. It just goes
Yes,
hand in hand.
I think so too.
You
That
know,
whole spiritual awakening thing, even,
yeah,
it's like you kind of have to get to a place within yourself that you maybe can do without psychedelics, but a lot of people, it helps kind of bridge that gap
it
and just
absolutely
get them
does.
over that. Yeah.
It
Wendy says
absolutely.
hi.
Hi, Wendy. How you doing? I
So,
just had a sneezing fit.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, it's poor air quality.
Talk about
So,
poor air quality, and I'm sneezing
yeah,
over here.
I know, right? Um, no, pry open those stuck psyche centers. Yeah. Well, yeah, and I don't know if what you guys know about it or if you've heard about it or anything, but DMT, supposedly it's released from your brain when you die. But I'm interested in knowing more about it. Uh, I don't know if it's something that I would try, but I might. It's just something that I would like to learn more about. Because it,
Yeah,
it supposedly opens your third eye.
yeah, yeah.
Helps you
We
travel
had
the astral plane and such.
we had an elder staying at our covenstead for a while
Uh-huh.
who actually had come up from South America and
Mm-hmm.
was trained um, in the ayahuasca ritual.
Uh-huh.
And I came very close to doing it. And I know some people sort of jump right on the bandwagon,
Mm-hmm.
but at the time, I literally I felt it was not a good time for me just because the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity was there. I felt
Right.
like mentally I was not in a good place to
Right.
suddenly I wasn't ready. But
Right.
now, yeah, I think I would probably try
Yeah.
DMT. Um,
I would try to open that door.
yeah, yeah. And if I have another opportunity to do ayahuasca, I will
Uh-huh.
consider it.
Yeah.
The whole idea about, feeling extremely sick and vomiting for 3 hours does not appeal. But
No,
not everybody does that either, although I
I
think
don't
most
think
people
so.
do.
I don't think everyone does. No,
No,
I
I
think
don't think so
I
either.
think it's how you react to things. And Wendy, no, it is not ecstasy. Ecstasy is I want to say I can't think of the correct term for it. It's methyl something or the other. It's Molly. They call it Molly too, which
DMT, I
stands
think they
for.
actually use with some really severe cancer patients.
Oh, really?
I think so. Didn't I hear that, Jim? They're doing studies with it because of
Mhm.
its healing
Yeah.
benefits in that
Well, I
area.
wonder if it helps us like unlock our stem cells or something. Because
Yeah,
we all have these cells that are just like hanging around,
yeah,
waiting for something to happen, and then it's like it's what they can like regenerate tissues and stuff with it. Maybe we have to just
right,
unlock it, and be able to use it ourselves.
right, right. Oh, and that's part of the reason when I do any of our healing meditations. By the way, you should join us on the 28th of every month. We do
Okay.
a purple door witch wave, and we do a healing meditation. But we always tell people, like, let go of those cells that are dead, damaged, dying, and
Yes.
replace them with rejuvenated, healthy cells.
Yep.
We've forgotten that we know how to do that.
I know, right? Um.
We've been told we
Yeah.
got to go to the doctor. We
I
forget that
know.
we can do some of this.
I
So
had
that's
a
why
hand.
we're here.
This hand was the size of an elephant hand.
Say what?
About this hand was like the size of an elephant hand, literally about
When?
about 2 weeks ago, and
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible. And so what I did, I have this salve that's it's got THC in it, and I used
Okay.
the salve on it, and then also I had a lot of Rick Simpson oil, RSO. I had a bunch of that, and then I had that, which I'm telling you, RSO can give you a
I've heard.
spiritual awakening. It's, I mean, it's almost on par with mushrooms, kind of. Not quite, but it's still it's very it's very can be very relaxing, but also just it makes you, like with my fibromyalgia, it makes me not have any pain, and it
I've been
really
told that
helped me
I should
heal. I think this year,
try that.
I really do. And I concentrated on it, and I just I just like took care of myself, and I said, you're going to get over this, and just gave myself the time away from doing things to annoy it more, so that I could heal myself. I think that's one thing that people don't do, is take the time to heal.
We absolutely don't.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to that whole 9 to 5 mentality. So many people are programmed. You only take a day or so off work if you're really
I
sick,
know. I know.
and we don't
It's
have
crazy.
any recoup time. We're back to work before we're really ready to go back to work.
No. And it's like nobody takes the time to really just heal themselves, and then they wonder why they keep getting sick again. Just got to work, sending love, have a good night, thanks Mort, you too, and don't work too hard, because I know Mort, and he's a hard worker.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's one of those guys who's, if he's expected to be somewhere, he'll be there. So yeah. And yeah,
I love
it's
people like that. They keep the world going round.
dependable. Mort is very
Yes.
dependable.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, and
I
so
do.
I do too. I love his. I love that he dependably checks in on my shows. It's like, I know if no one else checks in or comes to see me, Mort will be there. I look forward to seeing him. It's like, oh my God, Mort will be there.
Yeah.
And I think that dependability that that endears people.
I wanted to say thank you before about being able to share my 420 tarot on the Skeleton Key
Oh yeah.
Network.
Oh yeah, no
But
problem.
my tech skills are such that I haven't been able to make that happen yet. But now
Oh, okay.
I have teamwork on this side now.
Oh,
So
good.
we should be able to make something happen real soon.
Well, all you have to do is hit share, and I think
I know.
it can show up there. But I don't know, because it's not a person. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, we'll figure it out for sure.
We'll figure it out. One step at a time.
Well, yes, exactly. And procrastinators don't move fast. We do move
No.
forward. It's just not in a quick fashion.
Right.
So yeah.
So Grim and I, we coin it ish witches.
Ish.
Because we do
Okay.
things in our own kind of time frame,
Mhm.
in our own way. And
Yes.
sometimes we don't always have the perfect candle or the perfect herb to burn.
Right.
Sometimes we've had to improvise and go with what we have.
Improvisation. I know, it's great.
We are ish witches.
Yeah. Well, and you have to be, I think, ready to think outside the box, or, not be afraid to, oh my God, it calls for a green candle and all I have is white. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Right.
okay.
Right. Yeah, I know
It's really
people that
about intention. We were talking about that earlier too. That it's really all about intention. No matter what you're doing, you know,
one of my
everything.
one of my favorite things that I tell folks that I'm teaching about candle magic
Uh-huh.
is, like, if you're using a candle in a spell and you don't
Uh-huh.
have, and it calls for a red candle,
Yeah.
and you don't have a flippin' red candle,
Yeah.
don't postpone your spell work necessarily if
Oh, wait,
everything else
wait,
is right.
everybody! I gotta go buy a red candle.
Yeah. So I say, take whatever color candle you have and carve the word red into it,
Exactly.
and intention the hell out of that candle
Yeah.
with red energy for everything that red stands for. And it works.
Well, yeah. And if you're intent on the spell, oh, hey.
If you're
If
intent on the spell,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it doesn't matter what color the candle is, really. It
No,
could have Saint Jude on it.
it sure
So
could.
Saint Jude, the saint of hopeless causes. I kind of always thought, there's always hope. It's like
Yes.
there's never any cause that's hopeless. Uh, Wendy says good night.
Good night, Wendy.
So good night,
Thanks for
Wendy.
joining us.
Yes, thank you for spending your time with us. We really appreciate it. And the candles are burning low here, so I'm gonna have to say goodnight myself. Because yeah,
Okay.
I can't. I'm losing my light. So,
All right. Well, I
but
guess we'll have to
it just
chat
makes
with
me
your
look
friend
younger.
another time.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I'm sure we'll catch her another day. So, but yeah,
Sounds perfect.
she's awesome, and I'm hoping that she's starting a new chapter in her life too. So,
And
all
so it
right,
is.
and
All right,
Roberta
loves.
says goodnight. So, but hang around after the show here. I'm gonna end the broadcast and hang around. We'll talk a bit.
Okay. All right,
All right.
everybody, stay magical.
Stay, and blessed be everyone. Thanks for joining us, and join me again next Monday for Ask Madam at 9 p.m. Central.
Sounds like a plan.